Batman issue 136 finds Batman finishing his tests with Mr. Terrific, who finds there are some residual multiversal energies on the hero, but Bruce thinks they'll dissipate in time. He gets stressed as Michael asks about his hand, but Bruce, looking at his new cybernetic hand, wants the hero to tell no one about it. Bruce refuses to add fuel to the fire that everyone is worried about him as he contacts Tim, assuring him that he's fine. He asks for any major developments in Gotham while he was away, but Tim thinks he should take the night off. Bruce again assures him he's fine and learns the Penguin's kids are running the Iceberg Lounge now, and Selina has broken out of prison. Bruce catches himself, knowing that nothing is easy, as later he begins his meditation, thinking about everything that's happened from Failsafe activating and trying to kill him, to Red Mask making a multiverse of Jokers, and how all of these and more are mistakes of his youth. Bruce enters his mind and confronts Zur-Anar, who proclaims from atop his throne that he is the real Batman, and Bruce made him to make sure that if his mind was ever under attack, he would be able to defend against it, and now it is under attack by Batman and his insecurities and his doubts, since when Batman has insecurities and doubts, people die, and Zur won't let that happen. Bruce tells the being that he's been locked away and doesn't have any power, but Zur finds it interesting that Bruce locked him away instead of destroying him, thinking that he can't destroy him without destroying his mind, or maybe it's because he needs Zur for what's coming. Bruce leaves the jail and Zur proclaims that Batman cannot be weak. Bruce awakens in reality, finding calls keep coming in from his friends and family asking how he is, and he knows as Bruce he's hurt and lost, but Batman cannot be any of those things. At the Olgum Hotel, Aiden and Addison Cobblepot oversee a high rollers game of poker, more than happy to lend the players even more money from their accounts. Batman knows that these smaller off-the-books high-stakes games are called growlers, something sailors used to call small icebergs that when they melt, they left off a sort of growling sound. Batman enters the room above the game, planting bombs around in a circle and blowing his way into the room. He confronts the Cobblepots, who thinks that Batman was dead, but Batman tells them to use a Ouija board to ask their father that. Aiden demands that he back off from his sister, attacking Batman, who finds the boy is very big and fast, but he needs them to know that this is still his city. Aiden, however, whips a chair at Batman, ramming him through a wall and into a bathroom, beating him around the place. Aiden screams that Batman is to stay away from his sister as he tries to strangle Bruce, but Batman grabs his arm with his robot hand, crushing all the bones in Aiden's arm. Bruce stops himself for a second, shocked at what he was able to do before leaving, telling Addison that that was just a warning. Later in the Bowery, Bruce contacts Oracle, asking her about the Cobblepots he ran into. Barb thinks that he should be at home resting, but knows better than to question Bruce. Batman tells her the con the Cobblepots are running with the high-stakes games, and Barb thinks that sounds about right, as Addison Cobblepot has been moving up the socialite scene and is working on something very big. Batman wants to stop her before that ever happens, but changes the subject to Selina's prison breakout. Oracle tells him that there was a mass breakout and Selina hasn't shown up since, making Barb think that maybe she skipped town. Barb notices that Bruce's suit monitors are off, but Bruce assures her that he is fine, as in East End, a woman stops by a cafe to get her usual bagel before heading out into the rainy street. The woman is confronted by Batman, who knows it's really Selina in disguise. Bruce and Selina head to a rooftop where Selina removes her disguise, thinking that Bruce was off on some sort of space adventure. She thinks that Bruce is there to take her to jail, but Bruce knows that she killed Valmont to save him, and while he doesn't like what she didn't deserve life in prison since they have all had to make hard choices. He knows that she turned down his lawyers, but Selina says that she wanted to be free herself on her own accord and give herself a fresh start, just like Oswald did. Bruce is shocked to learn that Oswald is still alive, having faked his death, and Selina wasn't sure if he should be told, but now that he's gone, it's okay. Bruce sits and removes his mask, telling her that a robot he made came for him and his family because he thought he killed Oswald. Selina thought that it was best that Oswald get to live the life he wanted his way, hence why she never told him. Bruce tells Selina that they weren't supposed to keep secrets from each other, but Selina is quick to remind him that they both are all just secrets, and while she loves him, their lives get in the way. Bruce reveals that he wasn't in space, but another universe is Gotham, where he also met another Selina who he couldn't couldn't help but fall in love with, revealing that that's the kind of hold this woman has on him, and she betrayed him there as well. Selena says she isn't some other Selena, she is herself, and didn't know he created some killer robot to kill him. Surprised that Bruce even kept that a secret from himself. Selena leaves as Bruce gets an alert from the manor, signaling that someone has broken in. Batman speeds off towards the Batcave, finding the Xur cave is still open from his fight with Failsafe. He ignores it for now and heads upstairs, finding the entire Bat family is there in the kitchen making breakfast. Dick and Barb come by, revealing that they deliberately told the family to trip the sensors to get Bruce there. The family usher Bruce into the dining room and sit for breakfast. Looking around the table, Bruce notes that there are so many young men and women who followed him into this life and who still somehow feel joy. Tim notices Bruce's gloved hands, and Bruce points out that he injured his hand during a fight earlier, but he's okay, and he's okay with Tim bringing the family around, thinking that this is nice. Dick talks with Bruce about Xur, wanting to get a telepath to see to Bruce, but Bruce reminds him that the point of Xur was so that he couldn't be rooted out by a telepath, but he's locked away now and he's not worried about him at all. As the breakfast continues, Bruce knows that Xur poisoned the well though and put doubt in his head, making him wonder what else he's done. Bruce feels the end is coming soon, however he can't see it like he usually can, almost like he's blind as a bat. Suddenly, Tim and the entire family burst into flame around Bruce, making him wonder how long it will be until it is all burned away from him. Sometime before, Alfred comes by to see Bruce and tell him the 2 hours of sleep is not enough. Bruce knows that he's fine, wanting his morning coffee and catty comments to go. Bruce heads to the Batcave, wanting to get work on the Riddler case he's been working on. Xur, however, takes over Bruce, heading to his own cave below the Batcave where he dons his own mask, getting back to work on Failsafe. He asks the robot his directives, so Failsafe rattles off his core programming of observing Batman, and if there's a 95% probability that he is willingly going to take a life, he has to kill Batman, which brings about a conundrum paradox, since to murder a man for the crime of murder is still murder. Xur says that Batman isn't just a man though, he's a force of nature, and if he has a taste for blood, he will never stop killing until that becomes the new order of things. He asks the robot if he can kill Batman, and it is sure it can, and Xur wants to find out, battling Failsafe in his test chamber. Xur tells Failsafe that Batman should be terrifying, but not a monster, as Failsafe grabs him, pinning him to the wall as he asks if there is no other condition where Batman could have gone too far. The robot takes note of Xur and even itself and what he has done, thinking that Batman has already gone too far. Xur stabs the robot in the neck with his blades, taking it offline so he can work on it some more. The robot reminds Xur that it will not stop in its one mission, but its programming is incomplete and what happens after it completes its mission. Xur tells him he'll be back with his next update, removing his mask and returning to the Batcave above. He tells Bruce that a lucky mugger hit Batman with a 2x4 in the chest, meaning Batman must be better next time. Xur goes away and Bruce returns, continuing on his Riddler and Calendar Man case as if nothing ever happened. Once again, thank you so much for joining me here. If you want to stick around and check out some more, why not check out what Superman is doing on the other side of the galaxy in Superman Lost issue 4. Or maybe take a trip to Earth Injustice with John Kent in Adventures of Superman John Kent issue 4.